Now, in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 top tips on how to ensure your buy-to-let property investments are profitable in 2019 and many, many years to come. My name's Liam Ryan and I am a property investor, entrepreneur, business owner. I absolutely love living a life of abundance. I love helping people like you in property and in business. So look, if you're new to this channel, please hit subscribe. I'm a property investor. I absolutely love a life of abundance. People like you in property. Look, if you're new to this channel, when I release new videos, I release new videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday. We've got tips on a Tuesday, we've got Q&A Thursday, and we've also got Success Sunday. My videos, I promise you, are going to help you build a property portfolio that will give you passive income and big lumps of cash. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you 5 top tips to ensure all of your buy-to-let properties are really profitable and you start generating passive income. Top tip number 1 is buy low and rent high. And when dealing with buy-to-let properties, you want to make sure that you get a good return on investments. Now, some property investors will work on a minimum of 8 or 10 or 12% return on investment. And in order to hit those types of returns, you need to make sure that you're buying in an area where you can buy houses cheap. Now, the more north you go in the UK, the cheaper the property, the higher the yields, but less capital growth is seen. I like to use a hybrid strategy, and I like to buy in areas where we can get good yields, we get good capital appreciation, and we're still buying the properties at good prices. So we really focus on Colchester and Ipswich here in Essex. But just remember, buy low, rent high. If you follow that procedure, you'll always make money in your buy-to-let property. So top tip number 2 to ensure your buy-to-let properties are nice and profitable is to ensure that you buy in the right type of area. And my tip here is to ensure that your journey time really is no more than an hour from where you live. Now, there are caveats to this rule, and I know that you may be living in the south of the UK and you want to invest in the north of the UK, and I'm not saying you can't do that. You just need to understand there's more journey time involved. You also need to understand that you've got to find some trusted people in your chosen goldmine area that ultimately will help manage those tenants, a trusted building team that will ultimately help you maintain that property. But ideally, in an ideal world, you want to be investing no more than an hour from where you live. Why? Because you can get to your properties quicker, you get to know the area much better, you get to build relationships with the letting agents, with the estate agents, with your power team. So that's my tip here. Invest no more than an hour from where you live. With your top tip number 3 is to really focus on cash flow. Cash flow in property investing is absolutely key. I wouldn't be doing a buy-to-let property deal unless I was going to cash flow at least 200, if not £300 per calendar month. And I want to be in a position where the tenants are ultimately paying my mortgage, and every single month this cash flow is building up. And imagine if you've then got 10 or 20 properties doing this, it doesn't take very long before you start achieving financial freedom. So remember this, 200, but if not £300 is the minimum cash flow for a buy-to-let property. Remember this. So top tip number 4 is choosing the right type of tenant. Tenants are amazing assets. You have to look after your tenant, and you need to have an understanding of what type of tenant you want in your buy-to-lets. And you get many different types. You get families, you get single people, you get couples, you can go with students, you can go with local housing authority. My recommendation is always go with the tenant that has got the best references, go with professional individuals, people that are in full-time full-time employment. You want to make sure that these people are going to pay you, and you're going to want to make sure these people are going to look after your property like it's their own house. And there's great tenants out there. Now look, don't get me wrong, you get some bad apples from time to time. And this is why it's really important that you vet your tenants right at the very start. Make sure you speak to their employer. Make sure you speak to their last 2, if not 3 landlords. Make sure you do a credit check. Make sure you get those references. Make sure you spend some time with the tenant. Something which we've done in the past is we've met the tenant where they currently live, and then you get to see how they live. You get a really good feel with tenants relatively quickly, but remember to vet your tenant. Then when you've got your tenant, it's really important you care for your tenant, and it's really important you go above and beyond. Your tenants are your biggest asset. Well, the property is your biggest asset, but your tenant is your second biggest asset because they are going to be paying your mortgage. And this is why I love buy-to-let investing in the UK. Put your tenant in, and it's pretty much close the door and then just a little bit of maintenance. Top tip number 5 to ensure your buy-to-let properties are nice and profitable is to make sure you buy a property in an area where there is massive demand. Now, you will have areas in your local vicinity, and you walk down the street and you've got to let, to let, to let, to let signs all over the place. That is perhaps an area where you don't want to be investing. You might be able to go get a property 20 or 30% below market value, but if you can't rent the property out, then there's no point, because you're going to cost you money every month. You're not going to cash flow at 2, 3, if not £400 per property. So make sure there is demand in the area. Make sure you're buying in an area which is perhaps near to a university, to the town centre. Maybe it's near transport links. There's good shops and supermarkets nearby. It's close to a hotel, close to a hospital or healthcare facility. Make sure there's local amenities. Perhaps there's some good schooling. Just make sure there is the demand there. So go check out the research, go talk to letting agents, go and have a chat and have a look online. And then when you find an area where there's good demand with the type of tenants that you're after, then what you've got to do is get your first or next deal over the line, and then you can really start to scale a property portfolio. I love single lets. I love cash flow. I love my tenants. I love property. This is available to everyone. So if I can do it, you can definitely do it. Cash flow. I really hope you've enjoyed this latest episode of Tips on a Tuesday, how to ensure your buy-to-lets are profitable in 2019 and many years after that. And hey, if you've not yet been to one of my events, you need to come and see me. I love the fact that you're tuning into my videos, but hey, free education will only get you so far. Watching YouTube will only get you so far. You need to come and spend a whole day with me. I'm going to welcome you with open arms. It's going to be fantastic. So somewhere in the description, there is a link. All you've got to do is click the link, register your details, and do that right now. Choose which date and venue you can come and hang out with me, and I will welcome you with open arms. It's going to be a fantastic day. I'm going to give you everything you need in order to go out there and start, scale and grow a property business. You are just one decision, one deal away, 2 deals away from having a completely different life. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you click the video somewhere on the screen right now and get to the Property Investment Summit.